Here's the truth. If your gut isn't happy, your weight loss journey is going to feel like you're pushing a boulder uphill. I know, because when my gut was struggling, I was bloated, sluggish, craving sugar like it was my best friend. But once I healed my gut, my weight started responding, my energy lifted, and even my mood felt lighter. Hi, I'm Annette Reeder from thebiblicalnutritionist.com. Today, I'm going to take you inside my daily gut routine, the exact steps that I use every single morning to keep my gut healthy, my weight moving in the right direction, and my body feeling fueled by God's good design. Science tells us that 70% of our immune system lives right in our gut. Now, this is not just a statistic. It means that the gut lining is like a training ground for trillions of microbes. It's like their coach. And your immune cells know how to recognize the friend or from foe. So think of your gut as the command center for your immune intelligence throughout your body. The cells there, they don't just defend, they actually send signals to the rest of the body. They teach your entire immune network how to respond. That's what I meant by friend or foe. Now that's why if you feed your gut fiber, definitely, whole foods, fermented foods, it literally shapes how strong and balanced your immunity is going to be for fighting colds or calming inflammation. That means if your gut is off, your whole body is off. Your immune health, your hormones, even your brain chemistry. Now here's what happens when the gut is in balance. And this is what I mean by my morning routine. Your cravings calm down. Your inflammation lowers. Hormones like insulin and leptin and ghrelin, they start working properly so your body can burn fat instead of storing it. Now, and let me tell you, the Bible has been talking about this for a long time, more ahead of modern science, but modern science does catch up. God gave us living foods to bring life into our bodies. Now, my gut routine is really just about going back to his original recipe, which I call in all my books the Bible diet. So here are the steps to help you know what I'm doing, and maybe you could do it too. Number 1, start with homemade yogurt. Now, today I'm actually showing you homemade cottage cheese, which also is a cultured food. So 6 to 8 ounces of homemade yogurt or homemade cottage cheese, that would be a great start. Now, I've got a great video on how to make your own homemade yogurt, so be sure and check that out. I'll link it down below. But here's why it matters. When you use raw milk, which is how I make mine, and you ferment it yourself, you get probiotics and living cultures that you're simply not going to find in the store-bought yogurts. Now, this yogurt or the cottage cheese is creamy and delicious. It's kind of like a gift to my gut. And the probiotics are seeds to healthy bacteria. The protein, which is super important, fuels my muscles, and it just kind of gives it that tangy taste, and it tells me it's alive and active. Next, I add in 2 tablespoons of fermented cabbage, or it could be fermented any vegetable. Now, you might know it as sauerkraut, but the key is that it's lacto-fermented, not just pickled with vinegar. Now, there's 5 steps to choose the best fermented cabbage in the grocery store, and in case you're not going to make it yourself. Number 1, look for raw, unpasteurized, or live cultures on the label. Number 2, check the ingredient list. It should be very short. Cabbage, salt, spices. Avoid vinegar, sugar, and preservatives. Number 3, you should find it in the refrigerated section. Stable sauerkraut in cans and jars in the center of the grocery store? No, that is not going to give you the rich probiotic richness that you need to help you to build health. You may find it in pouches or even glass jars.
Struggling with cravings, fatigue, or confusion about your health? You're not alone. But you don't have to stay stuck. Get the free Bible Health ebook and discover 7 powerful steps to real, lasting transformation God's way. Break emotional eating. Learn what truly satisfies. Align your health with God's truth. This is your breakthrough. Get your free Bible Health ebook now on the website, thebiblicalnutritionist.com. It's time to take the first step toward vibrant health, both physically and spiritually.
Number 4, look at the texture and the color. Fermented cabbage should look bright and vibrant and slightly clouded because there's a natural brine, and it should smell sour. It shouldn't make your nose curl up, and it should not be super tangy. That means we've got a problem. Number 5, trust your taste buds. Good fermented cabbage has a tangy, fresh flavor with a crunch. Now, if it's flat, overly salty, or too sharp with vinegar, it's not probiotic rich. Why? Because fermentation creates probiotics and natural acids, and that strengthens your digestion and balances out the gut bacteria. Now, this is one of the simplest ways to support your microbiome, and it's biblical. Think of how often God's people relied on preserved foods through the seasons. Fermentation, with his natural methods for keeping food alive with goodness, it's biblical and it's God's design. Number 3 is, yep, you know it, freshly milled whole grain bread. So far, our breakfast starts with some protein, some good fermentation, and now we're combining the protein and the fiber. This is definitely a number 1 step for your day. This is definitely what I do in my gut every day, eating freshly milled whole grain bread. When I mill the wheat berries myself, the fiber, the vitamins, and the oils are all intact. Nothing has been stripped and nothing is dead. That fiber is like the fertilizer for my probiotics in my gut. Okay, think of it this way. The yogurt, the cottage cheese, the fermented vegetables, and then good bacteria. But they need food to thrive, and freshly milled fiber in this bread is the perfect buffet for those foods. Compare that to store-bought bread, and it's stripped down, refined, and acts more like sugar than food. The freshly milled bread, it's how God designed grain to nourish us, full of life, full of balance, and the perfect partner to probiotics. And by the way, I have a whole teaching on freshly milling, how it changes everything. So I'll put a link to that too if you want to just dive deeper. And I have a blog on my website that tells you how to make your own bread. Step 4, target your gut support. And I have one option here that I use is the Amari Mentibiotics. Food always has my foundation, but I also use one extra layer of support, and this is a pre-probiotic blend called Amari Mentibiotics. I had one family call me and they said, "We finally have our dad back again. He's happy." Well, we want our gut to work for us. We want the probiotics to help with that mood lifting. Sometimes we need more than food to do it, so that's why we go to the Mentibiotics. Together, what happens between the pre and the pro and the phytobiotics, they create a healthy, balanced microbiome. Now, this also adds phytonutrients that support mood and digestion. Now, personally, I notice when I'm consistent with all of this, my digestion is smoother, my cravings have almost dissipated, and my energy is more stable. So think of it this way. Yogurt, cottage cheese, cabbage give me probiotics. Fresh bread gives me the fiber to feed the probiotics. And the supplement adds diversity and balance to keep my gut working strong, so I have that mental strength to fulfill everything I need to do every day. Now, how does all of this impact weight loss? When my gut is happy, weight loss feels natural instead of forced. My hunger signals actually make sense. My body lets go of inflammation and bloating, and my energy is steady all day. Now, this isn't about restriction or chasing the latest diet. It's about restoration and feeding your body the living foods that God gave us. Creating an environment, an inner environment where healing can actually happen. So here are some practical tips for you today, and anyone can do this. Maybe not everything that I'm suggesting, but if you can just do one thing. So I know some of you are thinking, "Annette, I don't have time to make yogurt. I don't have time to make bread." That's okay. Start small. When I first started making bread, I had a bread machine. I was working full-time outside the home, and it was important. Let me share with you some things. Add 1 or 2 tablespoons of sauerkraut or kimchi with a meal, just one meal a day. Switch that sweetened yogurt that you bought at the store already sweetened to plain. You be the one that adds any sweetener if you want sweetener. Add 1 cup of bone broth during your week. It's amazing for your gut lining. I didn't even mention it, but it is amazing for your body. Small steps add up. Don't overwhelm yourself. Just begin. And then never quit. Make sure you've checked out our biblicalwellnessretreat.com because we bring cooking classes and all kinds of topics so you can learn how to heal your body. But remember, healing your gut doesn't have to be complicated. It's just daily food choices, and it just brings life. And you get to see how well you can live instead of how desperate you can get. Adding in these foods. And if you go on my website, you can learn all about making bread. If you follow my videos or go to our retreat, we'll teach you how to do fermented foods. We'll teach you how to cook with raw milk. There is so many. It makes life so much simpler to go back to the basics. Remember, God designed your body with wisdom. When we eat the foods that He called good, remember our 3 principles for eating, we get to experience His recipe for health in his recipe for healing. I hope this video has given you at least one takeaway that you're saying, Annette, I can do one thing from your video. And if that is true, put it in the comments. What is the one thing you're going to take from this video and start implementing? The best thing you can take from this video is this: start and never quit, trusting the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, and your mind. Number 2, remember, He is the Lord who heals. Number 3, He loves you with an everlasting love. That in itself wraps up everything else with a bow. I'm Annette Reeder from the Biblical Nutritionist, teaching you how to enjoy God's recipe for excellent health. Thanks for watching.
Struggling with cravings, fatigue, or confusion about your health? You're not alone. But you don't have to stay stuck. Get the free Bible Health ebook and discover 7 powerful steps to real, lasting transformation God's way. Break emotional eating. Learn what truly satisfies. Align your health with God's truth. This is your breakthrough. Get your free Bible Health ebook now on the website, thebiblicalnutritionist.com. It's time to take the first step toward vibrant health, both physically and spiritually.
Are you ready to have more fun in life and not be plagued with sickness and tiredness? At the Reclaim Retreat, we see transformations happen as soon as you arrive at this anointed place, a sacred space where God is at work and you can truly rest in His presence. Join a community of like-minded individuals ready to reclaim their health, their joy, and their God-given purpose. Come be refreshed, be renewed, be transformed. Spots are limited. Save yours today. Register now at biblicalwellnessretreat.com and reclaim what God has already promised you.